Imagine you work with a client to make them some art, and then you find out they use your art in some awful ways. Let's get into this story. This is posted on Threads by user nadramatic_art, writing, "My artwork was AI altered, used freely, and I didn't protect it. A lesson every freelance illustrator should learn." This is a thread. This is their original artwork. It's so cute. I love the color story of the characters, and I love how whimsical the characters look. And this is the AI artwork. It's so sad. It lacks the like yippee the artwork on the left has. So Nadramatic writes, "Being an illustrator since 2021 has been amazing, meeting great people and learning so much. Years ago, a client hired me for a logo for her educational brand. I went beyond by sharing branding ideas and creating characters, all free, hoping we could grow together. Looking back, that was my first mistake, trusting without a proper agreement. I was new and agreements felt foreign. Later, she commissioned Instagram posts using the same characters I created, and that's where the nightmare began. Over time, I noticed those characters being reused, cropped, and adapted for their new Instagram posts, name cards, and more things I never agreed to. I stayed quiet, not because it felt right, but because I had no proper agreement. Lesson learned. Paying for a commission doesn't automatically give ownership. Usage and rights must be clearly defined from the start. My second mistake. Charging this job way too little. Recently, the same client returned asking for new Instagram artwork of these same characters. This time, I came prepared, with a proper agreement and a rate that reflected my experience. She asked why she didn't get full ownership of the artwork. I explained that since she commissioned me for Instagram posts, I granted her exclusive rights only for that purpose. Then she asked me to quote her for full ownership. I explained the price would be higher, and after I quoted her, she went silent. A few days later, I noticed the same characters, AI altered and reused on her platforms. That hit me hard. AI altering an artist's work is a sensitive issue in our community. I could have moved on if she just used my original work. After all, I admitted my own mistakes. But the AI versions felt like it went too far, especially after she went silent when I quoted her. When I approached her regarding this issue, her response shocked me. Quote, "For all paid artworks, they were commissioned for business and branding use. This includes reuse, adaptation, resizing, and internal design adjustments across our platforms. This is standard practice for commission work and is consistent with how we've worked with other illustrators," end quote. There was no acknowledgement, no apology, just a term she decided on her own. At this point, I know nothing can be done, so I moved on. I'm sharing this just to share my experience with fellow illustrators and freelancers so they don't repeat my mistakes. Be kind, yes, but none of this would have happened if I protected my work with a proper agreement from the very beginning. To the clients I worked with when I was new and had no agreements, thank you for trusting me, never misusing my work, and never taking advantage of my naivety. I truly appreciate it, and I hope our paths cross again. To new clients, fellow illustrators, and freelancers, paying for artwork doesn't automatically grant full ownership. Copyright remains with the creator unless usage or ownership rights are clearly agreed upon. This is simply good etiquette in the creative industry. And illustrators, make sure to include AI clauses in your agreement. Even if a client fully owns the artwork, it doesn't give them the right to AI generate or alter it. Real art carries the artist's soul, vision, and emotions, things AI can't replicate. Why hire an illustrator otherwise? The soul of the artwork would be lost. And like a couple of things. One, I am so sorry to Nadra for this and for what they went through. That sucks. I feel like in the artist and creative experience, when you first start doing commission work, we all mess up. We all like give away too many rights on accident or like butcher the commission in the beginning because you don't know what you're doing. So you do it without like a clause or like a contract or anything. Because you're figuring things out. You don't really know what you're doing. I just think it's so like interesting when the client was trying to mansplain art to the artist. Like, well, it comes with this and that. This is standard practice for commission work. And it allows like reuse, readaptation, resizing. I feel like some people just like don't know art, or maybe they just assume it goes too far. But like when you purchase art, you purchase it for private use, like personal use. So you can use it for things that are related to personal related things. And then there's commercial use, which requires if you're planning to make money off said thing, then that's gonna cost extra. And then there's ownership, which means like this will become your artwork. Like you own it. It's still created by the artist, but you have the copyright and the ownership of the work. Ownership does not equal you can run it through Gen AI, by the way. And it always also gets tricky when new technology is developed because every time there's new technology, then the legislation needs to change to match the new tech that comes out, right? Because any previous contract stuff that you've agreed with, that you've signed, there's no AI clause in it because AI didn't exist. But now that AI exists, I implore you guys, put an AI clause in your contracts. Like you are not allowed to train AI on my work, etc. Because like, in my opinion, like straight up beyond ownership, because then like it allows the AI to then take your work and make derivative work of it. And that gets real finicky from a legal standpoint. Could you sue? Like definitely, it's not gonna be really worth it because the amount of money you're gonna spend suing and going after them, whatever, like, unless you're rich, it's like too much for most artists to handle. And people in the comment section are adding like their 2 cents. They're like, don't spread false information. Even without an agreement, IP laws still apply and your work remains protected. No agreement equals no distribution rights, which is even more of an issue for the clients. The OP adds, sorry for the misunderstanding about nothing could be done. What it meant was that there was no point in continuing the discussion after the way she responded. And that's the shitty thing at the end of the day, right? Like, depending on where you live, if you created a work, you own the copyright for it, unless it's fan art, then it gets to some weird legal situation. But again, like the amount you would lose fighting for it just sucks. But to brighten things up, I wanted to highlight this post that I thought was real cool. 2.6 million views and 116,000 likes. Posted by John F. Fountain. Where John, I had made a video about a post that he made about his daughter being like, yeah, look at how beautiful her art. And the AI bros are being so mean about it, running her art through AI. Like, hello? But John adds, since hashtag AI bros are showing off things they've made, I made this. 25 years ago, I drew this animation by hand with pencil on paper, frame by frame on fours. AI filmmakers will have to look up what that means by slugging the timing. Again, look it up. Below the drawings, at which point it was handed off to human beings who rotoscoped my animatic. Keep researching, guys, with both CGI and traditional/digital tools to make it match exactly what I had drawn. It took a lot of time and a lot of work. But I can say we made this and there's no debate to be had. See how that works? And this is Fairly Odd Parents. I'm probably just gonna have to mute this for copyright reasons, but look at that. Beautiful, hand-created animations. And this is the thing that like all the AI bros keep trying to compare themselves to. They're like, yeah, I am like an artistic genius for going into blah, blah, blah program and putting in a prompt and generating animations when look at what beautiful hand-drawn animations look like. Nothing like the slop that these AI bros keep thinking they're cooking up. Not even comparable. And John adds receipts. Wow, this is sick. A commenter adds, don't waste your breath, they don't give a damn. They're envious of anyone with skills, especially artists. They want the gratification of feeling accomplished without accomplishing anything. It's like printing out a fake degree. Haters mad at skilled folks. And John adds, for every 50 trolls, I get one reasoned, stimulating conversation. Worth it. And then we have an AI bro, CEO of like an AI company or something like that with a really, really long but hurt written piece. Don't send hate to any parties. This is just my opinion. AI bro here, your show is one of my favorites growing up. The problem is fewer than 100 shows per year can be made like this. Blah, 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 blah. What is their AI company? I'm just curious as to like why they're so butthurt. Oh, they own an AI video company. I see why they're now really mad. You know, one thing I will give this guy credit is that I don't think this tweet is actually AI generated because there's a bunch of typos. We need veterans to lead the change, not gimmicky marketers. We need voices like yours to bridge the quality of the past with the speed of the future. Basically, the whole argument that this guy's making here is that like AI is making filmmaking faster, so stop gatekeeping. And John says it best. Same old thing, and I've said it a million times. I'm not against technology, I'm against its unethical use. For everyone undiscovered genius in the middle of nowhere who studies storytelling and only uses software that works from licensed sources to make their student film, you got 10,000 grifter frat boy douches making Velma with big boobs and proclaiming themselves the next Spielberg. When faced with the slightest pushback, the blathering Gen AI acolytes you cater to jump straight on the bigoted, quote, old man yelling at clouds, end quote, conclusion that this has anything to do with advancements and technology. All I've ever called for is that we pump the brakes and have a nuanced discussion on the issue. The response from your side is always, step aside, old man. The fact that so few of you could even comprehend the nature of the issue's ethical dilemmas is astounding and indicative of the core of the problem. You get so excited about what could be done, you didn't stop to think about whether or not it should be done. Facts! Facts! John has a full video about this. I will link John's video in the comment section down below. I will also link John's YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is really cool. They teach animation and stuff like that. Highly recommend. That's the thing, right? Like, that last line from John is so, it hits, man. Like, you're so excited about what could be done, you didn't stop to think whether it should be done. Yeah, you could fill the internet with unethical, stolen works, an absolute slop until everybody consuming it rots their brains out and thinks AI generated monkeys throwing boulders at little buses coming by is a real thing. Like the amount of people that are now looking at AI videos and they all think it's real and they're like, oh, like I didn't realize monkeys could do that. No, they can't because it's fake. It's AI generated. So anyways, I just really wanted to show John's animation so that we can kind of like have a collective little breath of fresh air. And it's like, let's look at some pretty art, guys. Yay. So anyways, to wrap this up, don't send hate to any parties involved. We'll have Not Dramatic and Jaw link down below for you to go check them out and check out all of their beautiful artwork. So anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. Don't forget to check me out on Coffee. I have free resources like a free sponsorship guide, and I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you all there or in another video. Peace.